Hello folks, I'm going to give a breakdown of my deck that I played at the OP Cup here in Columbus this past tournament. The deck consisted of Heroes for Hire, Beast the Brute, Juggernaut, and Silver Sable. And I was running that with the Onslaught Citadel and Team Toronto, Overpower Toronto, which is the same as Team Overpower. Just going to show the special breakdown of what I ran. I ran 3 of the Silver Sable 9 or less avoids. For Juggernaut, I ran the Raise, which is opponent has to discard all place universe cards or all universe cards from hand, whichever is a greater amount. Really powerful card. Only can be negated, it's an opponent. And then Juggernaut has an 8. If it's successful, that target character that it's thrown on would have to discard 1 place card of their choice. This is an 11 that came out of the Masters of Evil set. And what the 11 does, if you throw it on an opponent's battle site, the 11 would count for Venture. If they don't have a battle site, you can throw it on a target character and it just counts towards cumulative KO. No Venture points on a character. This is a 5. You're allowed to play 1 additional special. And this is Juggernaut's Headbutt, which is a 7 fighting. For Beast, I ran the 9 fighting drop kick. The Stars and Garters, which is you throw the card, or you put the card in play. If it's not negated, it essentially acts as an avoid for the entire team. You can play it whenever you want to. And I ran 3 negates. And for Heroes for Hire, I ran their Iron Fist, which is the 11 fighting. Once they play that attack, if it's not negated, they can't attack for the remainder of the battle. This is a similar card to the Juggernaut card. It's a 5 strength, and Heroes for Hire can play 1 additional special afterwards. I ran 1 of the White Tiger, which is a 6. If successful, target character has to discard 2 cards. And then I ran 3 of the Black Knight, which is the JW, which is a 3, can only be defended by a power card, and you can make a follow-up with a power card that can only be defended that way as well. For the universe cards, I ran a 3 Intellect, a 5 that becomes a 3. I ran the 6 Any Power Teamwork. I ran a 6 Fighting, and the goal of that was to try to get it placed on Silver Sable so I could play it from reserve. I ran the 7 Fighting that's only playable by Heroes for Hire on the deck. And I ran a 6 Strength, a 7 Strength, and the 8 Strength. As you'll notice, none of the Teamworks had energy icons because I was running Fatal Attractions, and this is no cards with an energy icon can be used to attack for the remainder of the battle. Let's try to cripple the energy decks that are pretty prevalent. And then I ran the Intellect A Next, which is a new Cheshire Cat. Deck played pretty well. I went 5-2 in the tournament. I did lose to 2 energy decks in the Swiss rounds. And then I had a rematch against the person I played in the 7th round of Swiss for my first round of single LM. Ended up beating him the 2nd time around. And then I lost to Marcel in the semifinals and ended up losing to Derek in the 3rd and 4th place match. But overall, played pretty well. There were some games that I thought I probably shouldn't have won, but I ended up pulling out. One early against Marcel that was on camera. I only drew 1 negate in the whole entire game. But the Rays came through and ended up having to pitch 6 universe cards that he had placed. So that evened the card count back out. He had a big Venture 4 that I just happened to pull out by a few Venture points. So that's what really changed that game's momentum around. There was a game against one of the Costas and it was really, really tight. I only pulled that out because of the Onslaught Citadel battle sight that I ended up running. I had a tuck, and then I had a pull out venture total for the, I think it was for the hand or for one of his other heroes, and I was able to pull out like 8 or 9 points of venture, plus tuck what he had hit me with, which was I think like 14 or 15 points. So between those two cards, he just really couldn't fight back on the last hand there. And that was pretty much it. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the chat and be happy to answer them for you. Have a good night.